Is Fremont, California really one of the best places to move to in the Bay Area? Or is it just expensive hype? If you're thinking about moving to Fremont, there are some incredible advantages, but there are honestly some things that might surprise you. And depending on your lifestyle, budget, job, and the location of your work, Fremont might absolutely be the perfect place for you, but it may not be. So in this video, I'm breaking down all the real pros, all the real cons about Fremont, California from a guy who's lived here his entire life. Hey guys, I'm Danny Burgess once again with Porchlight Bay Area, and this is my YouTube channel. My team and I help buyers relocate to the Bay Area every single week, and Fremont is one of those cities that we get asked about constantly. So today I'm gonna give you an honest, no bias breakdown of everything you need to know about moving to Fremont, California. All right, one of Fremont's biggest strengths is location. You are located right at the bottom of the East Bay, kind of entering into Santa Clara County, into the South Bay, giving you access to nearly everything the Bay Area has to offer. From here, you're roughly 20 minutes from downtown San Jose. You're about a 25-minute commute to getting over the Dumbarton Bridge into Palo Alto. You're going to have easy access over that Dumbarton Bridge into the peninsula. Also, one of the amazing things about Fremont is there's BART stations throughout, so that's gonna get you all the way up into San Francisco if for some reason you're commuting there as well. And of course, if you're in the tech community, biotech, it's gonna be an incredibly strategic location to have great school districts as well as easy access to the major tech hubs that are gonna be found in Silicon Valley and Greater Silicon Valley. So for commuters, the access is actually a major advantage of living in Fremont. All right, another big reason people move to Fremont is the real estate. I know it's gonna be incredibly difficult to get into this market just because of the price points, but once you're in, it's a phenomenal investment. And historically, Fremont has maintained its value and grown over time because of its perfect location, because of its world-class public schools, its established neighborhoods, and of course, its proximity to all the local employers. Now, of course, I can't predict where the market is gonna go in the future, but from what we've seen over the last several decades, Fremont has been one of the standout communities for investment and appreciation. So for buyers thinking long-term, the stability is reassuring. So another thing that I really like about Fremont is the variety of the housing available. You can find condos in the opening market starting around 600,000. Townhouses generally going into the 900 to $1 million range, and the single-family housing starting on the northeast end of Fremont is gonna be around 1.2 million. But of course, the housing does really significantly increase when you go into the Mission School District. You're probably looking at about 1.8 opening market for a 3-bed, 2-bathroom, ranging all the way up into the $3 and $4 million range. So you do have established neighborhoods, lush landscape in most of these neighborhoods. Just be sure that you schedule a screen share with somebody like me who knows the area so we can walk you through the different pockets that have different housing, different neighborhoods, different vibes, so we can make sure you end up in the right space. So there are going to be options just depending on your budget and lifestyle, but the price points will be a little bit heavier than the rest of, say, the East Bay or even East San Jose areas. Another great advantage of Fremont is it does have a nice suburban feel. If you move over into the peninsula, there's a little bit more hustle bustle, a little bit more tight in terms of the development, and Fremont has a community feel. So it's not chaotic, it's not dense like San Francisco. It has wider streets, more parks, and once again, just has a family community vibe. So for a lot of families, that's exactly what they want: quieter streets and more homey feel. All right, and pro number 5 is going to be the parks and the outdoor beauty of Fremont. So if you enjoy being outside, it really does deliver. One of my favorite hikes and parks in the entire Bay Area is actually in Fremont, and it's called Mission Peak. It's a phenomenal open space with 2 different trails getting you all the way up to the top of what we call Mission Peak, where you can really see the entire landscape of the entire Bay Area. And of course, there are other amazing parks and dog parks throughout the city, so you won't go very far on any given street without seeing a local park for the kids, for your pets. It's just a phenomenal place for children to grow up and community members to meet and hang out. And lastly, number 6, our biggest pro, is the Fremont School District. Fremont Mission School District is literally like one of the best public schools in the country, and it's why the housing prices are so high. While school preferences do vary from family to family, Fremont is just one of those renowned places. And even if you aren't in the Mission School District, it's still a fairly good public school district throughout the entire city. So if schools are a priority, this is one that you're gonna wanna do your research on, because this public school in Mission District is literally like the best private school you can find in most other cities. Let's move on to the cons of Fremont. The big elephant in the room is going to be the home prices of Fremont. They are outrageous, specifically in that school district, the Mission School District that we talked about earlier. I would say your opening budget in the Mission School District should be around 1.8 million, and comfortably 2.2 to 2.5 kind of gets you into a nice larger 15 to 2,000 square foot home, maybe even a little bit bigger when you get up into the $2 million range, but you're gonna be wanting to budget at least $1,000 a square foot if you're gonna wanna buy in that neighborhood. So once again, Fremont is not one of what I would consider the entry level markets in the Bay Area. It's definitely higher priced, something you're gonna wanna do research on, and of course you can always contact me. I know every single market here in the Bay Area, specifically Fremont, in regards to home pricing. All right, number 2, traffic. Now traffic you're gonna find everywhere in the Bay Area, but the 880 corridor coming out of Fremont, headed to the Dumbarton Bridge, into Silicon Valley, and even heading south down 880 into San Jose in the mornings can be an absolute nightmare. There are HOV lanes, there are shuttles that come for each tech company through Fremont, so there are ways that you can get around this traffic, but it's gonna be there and it's always going to be there. One of the things you can do regarding traffic and moving to Fremont is simply plug in the route that you want to take in Google Maps and tell it the time that you'll be commuting, and you actually can do this from your computer yourself just to get a sense of, hey, if I am living here in the Mission School District and I need to commute to Mountain View or Palo Alto, what will those traffic times look like? This is a double-edged sword, so con number 4 is going to be limited nightlife. Fremont is not renowned for bars and late night restaurant type things. Most stuff shuts down by 8 or 9 p.m. in the city and it gets pretty quiet. So once again, hey, that might not be a con for you, but it's something we should mention. So another negative we could call it is that Fremont is very car dependent. There's not too many places that you're going to live in Fremont and have access to grocery stores, restaurants, and all the shops in walking distance. You're probably going to need to hop in your car and drive 5 to 10 minutes to get down to that grocery store or your favorite restaurant. All right, and con number 6 is going to be what we consider older homes. In Fremont, there's not too many new builds that you're going to find. You're going to be buying homes that are built between the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Now, most of these homes, especially in the nicer areas, have been completely redone. The plumbing, the electrical, roof, foundation, stuff like that. Most of those items have been addressed because the price point is so high. When sellers go to sell, they fix their houses up and they make sure they're in top condition so they can get top dollar. So who is Fremont a good fit for? To me, it's going to be a professional, someone in Silicon Valley. If you're moving to California, someone who starts with a high salary or maybe a dual high salary who can afford the price points. They want those great public schools. They want the access to Silicon Valley as well as the South Bay, and they understand the value of investing in real estate for long-term appreciation. Now, this may not be the ideal fit for buyers who are on a tight budget, who don't want to spend too much time in their car with a commute, or maybe they have to commute up to the city. Maybe they have to commute up to Northern Peninsula into the biotech community in South San Francisco or Foster City. This might be a little too far for you, and the commute times might break you over time. So if you're thinking about moving to Fremont or anywhere else in the Bay Area, don't hesitate to reach out to me and my team. We have serviced this market for over 12 years, and we have over 200 5-star reviews online for a good reason. Now, if you'd like my free relocation guide, please click the link below. We also have an amazing buyer guide that you can click and get access to. It'll break down the full process of buying real estate in the Bay Area. Please like, subscribe so you can see the next video and I can keep bringing this amazing information to you about the San Francisco Bay Area. Take care.